Honey, I'm glad that you grabbed the opportunity when I threw it at you and everything went well. I was yes, this needed to happen, Mamita. Yes, yes, this definitely needed to happen. This needed to happen. And like I said, Cash, if you down, yo, me and you could read a couple of chapters of your book, man. Come on, Cash. Come on, it'll be cool. Come it'll be cool. It's just chapters 12 through 16.
So, I'm still sick, you guys. Stuffy nose, whatever.
No, you don't.
Feel terrible, but I'm alive. Taking this during Alka-Seltzer Plus. Sitting back, chilling. Taking my hair down. Got to put some conditioner on it. So, I decided, well, let me go see. Let me turn this down because I've heard enough with this shit here. So, I decided, well, let me go and click on the live that Cass Jones was on. None of my business, but I was being nosy. Hey, y'all. What's going on? I'm good, child. My nose is so plugged. It ain't nothing coming out. I got the sore throat feeling, mild now. I can swallow pretty much just a little bit. I've been sucking on some, um, what you call them? The red, white, and blue bum pops. The bum pops, the ice. Sucking on that. I'm like, where did this bug come from, y'all? I don't know. But, you know, just keep it moving. Just keep it moving. Because, I have to throw God into this just briefly here, right? Because I don't know what God plan is for me. What's going on, Team Libra? You still owe me a show, girl. You still owe me a show. 'Cause some reason I think you and I kind of think alike a little bit when it's pertaining to what we hear and what we see out here. But this one I'm gonna speak on it. Shout out to you. I saw um, seen you come back out for a while because you know how you do. You disappear. You come get you some little stuff, girl, and then go sit in the park and drop your little shit. Then you gone for a minute. I don't know why, but that's Team Libra movement, y'all. So hey, how you doing? But I just so happen to, be little nosy here, Team Libra. And I'm listening to this. I want to touch on the God stuff first, right? I want to touch on the God stuff. And this is why I tell y'all, for the majority part of human nation, right, out here, where I just don't fit in. I don't fit in because the biblical stuff that I read and going to church with my mom and stuff and hearing everything that God is this mysterious, it's a mysterious man, right? Mysterious. Mysteriously meaning that you don't know. You don't know what his plan has been established for your life. Meaning you don't know which way you're going to go. You don't know if you're going to wake up in the morning. You don't know what's going to happen to the next person because of your assumption of using God, your premonition or your prediction and all this shit. When I get to hearing people, I'm going to tell y'all the truth about me. When I get to hearing people tell you what they spirit is in the notation from God, like God then spoke to you. It's a spirit. It's a myth, right? First of all, there's no voice in God. It's a spirit thing, and you can say what you believe that it is that He has spoken upon you or into you to move you or whatever, right? But when you get to talking that God stuff about, oh, and I know God gonna take care of him, or I know God didn't expect this of this, I gotta look at you sideways, I gotta look at you sideways, and I do. And I get the coughing, and I be sitting over here saying bullshit. It just straight up bullshit. And that's just how I am. And that's for any YouTube creator, blogger, whatever you want to call yay self. That's just me. I cannot stand the existence of the non-existence of general life speaking. It just itches my booty, y'all. It just itches my booty. I ain't lie, I be over here like, it's so many people so disassociated, dislocated from just real, like realness uh, of life. We can, if we can speak it and it sounds good, if we can show it and it looks good, people are going to believe it or whatever. And that's how everybody gets through in life and make shit just so believable. I'm gonna come on, I'm trying to take my hair down, y'all. I really am. Let me show this. I'm really trying to take this shit down right now while I was sitting up here listening to this 3 hour. I even do the 3 hours pretty much live. And if I have to say, according to my title, what's her name? Jocelyn, right? Cass Jones. It's so funny. Now, woman to woman, Jocelyn has been there around Mr. Kelly now for quite some time before his incarceration. For whatever the reason may be, that young lady has made up her mind to be where she is. I've listened to so many different reasons about why Jocelyn should come home or why she should stay, whatever the case may be. Jocelyn, so many of them. People have their own opinions why. But there's nobody in this entire world that can make her mind up about what she should do based off of their emotional feelings. Their emotional feelings deprive off of the situation that occurred with a lot of women saying that Mr. Kelly is not a good man to them because they wasn't treated the way they may have expected to be treated by a man. I listened to that live pretty good. I listened to Cass Jones, and I have to speak on her just for a second because she's a woman and she likes to break down a lot. And oh, this is so emotional for me. And I only came out here to get a story. As a grown ass woman, I'm listening to her tell these people, I only came out to just get a story, and I sucks because I got so caught up in this shit. When she came out to get her goddamn story, and as a grown ass goddamn woman, if you didn't want to be involved, and once you got your goddamn stories, there was an exit motherfucking door. There was an exit motherfucking door. You could have got whatever little piece of story that you got playing double up from both sides. She played off of, I'm sorry, Don Russell. Goddamn emotion. She did. She played on that side. She had to get in good. She says that she thought that Don Russell, he was a man, and mysteriously they got in contact with each other. I got to get some information from him because I got to get in next to Mr. Kelly, knowing that Jocelyn is one of, back then, the girlfriends, but now has been upgraded to a fiance to that man. You knew as well Mr. Kelly was dating that goddamn Jocelyn. But that wasn't the end of her motherfucking salvation. No, she had to go deeper in. If you are on a job and you wanted to get in to get some dividends right quick, to upgrade her, to get a book established, or to do this as a grown woman, the same way they trying to tell Jocelyn as a grown ass woman what to do, oneself didn't tell oneself what the fuck to do. So how in the fuck is anybody gonna tell anybody what the fuck to do? I'm trying to understand this shit, y'all. This shit, I'm trying to understand. How do you tell somebody that, oh, well, you should go home and you should go home? I'm jumping around because I want to go right back to the goddamn Bible right quick. And the Bible says that there should be not any what fornication or what you call this stuff where these people like the same sex and all this shit, right? Until everybody out here is walking the truth of what the Bible is telling you what we should be doing accordingly to the biblical law. I don't think that anybody has any fucking room out here to say what you think another person should do, or even call another person a goddamn, what you like, they like to call him a monster and a goddamn pedophile. I don't understand it. I heard the host of that show call this man a goddamn pedophile. I don't know how many times, based on the fact that he likes to watch fucking pornographic, when pornographic is established on everybody's goddamn state, city, block, in a store called XXX. It doesn't matter if you buy the goddamn DVD or if you tape the goddamn shit. If you like what you like and you want to watch that shit on TV to get your ass hot and bothered or do whatever, that's a personal fucking the business. They ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. But then the host literally used that as madness, I guess, to sell that story, to make it appear that that would make Mr. Kelly a goddamn pedophile or a monster or whatever. Every motherfucking home out here probably got some goddamn DVDs and filming going on and everything. So that was not sellable to me. It really wasn't sellable to me. I would have to say a no-go on that one, because I'm really trying to listen to it. Then I'm sitting here listening to, like, where we have, it's a panel of predominantly so-called allegedly victims. Of course you're going to feel some type of way. And when you have to endure a situation like that, and then you find it another person is in a situation like that, of course you're going to go against so hardly with that man. You're going to tear him down because of, oh, you finally found a reason to fight. You finally found a reason to release whatever anger and bitterness that you probably been going through for the last 20 freaking years. I can finally release this through somebody else's pain. And it's totally freaking wrong. It's wrong to be having the same goddamn sex. But ain't nobody making no big old ass argument about that. It's wrong. It's wrong. And two wrongs don't make a right. You can't be doing accordingly against the Bible, but yet then trying to condemn someone else. Your karma is going to come. Your karma is coming. We all gonna get karma. We all gonna get it before you walk through the gates of, I guess, heaven is where we going. You all gonna get it. Some gets it worse. And after watching that freaking panel up there, I'm not the one to say, because I don't know how God moves. Because it says he's a mysterious person. I don't ever guess on it. I just will not do it. All I can tell you is but God. That's it. But God. And when it comes to me, it's just thank you, Jesus. I'm good. But, oh, y'all, I was listening to that. So you mean to tell me that this man does not have the prerogative as a grown-ass fucking man to sit up and watch whatever goddamn freak show that he want to watch? I don't understand that. Make that make sense. Hell, I accidentally clicked on one the other motherfucking day. Not even knowing, I don't know. You don't know, they don't know. You don't know the girls or the men of the ages that's making these goddamn videos. But they're out there. So you can't never condemn and start your shit show at the end of some shit. Now you want to try to fix some shit here. That shit been out in ancient years. You got to start back then. You got to start back then. Corrective behavior doesn't start at the end of the shit. Now, this is loose. Why they hate Mr. Kelly so much? It just behooves me. I can't hate anybody that has not done anything personally to me. And those people that allege that they were hurt, I just say, I pray for you and I wish you well. But watching all of these women that said that some things that happened to them and Mr. Kelly didn't do this, or Mr. Kelly locked me in a van, or Mr. Kelly didn't feed us, or Mr. Kelly had us in a cult, or Mr. Kelly caused the Stockholm Syndrome, or Mr. Kelly did this. There was ways out of this shit. And people did not leave for whatever reason that they accused this man of doing. You did not leave because the goddamn money was good. And they won't keep that shit real. And that's what pisses me off about this whole goddamn shit. They saw money bags with this man. But during the time, or whether it was 8 months, what was that? Dominique was with him for the longest. Geronda Pace laid her sour ass around for a while. It was about the money. As long as the money was coming and it was good, none of these women had a goddamn problem with it. Faith Rogers, did she pay her own way? Did she pay for the hotel rooms? Hell no. As long as that shit was dropping like that, it was fine. Lanita Carter, the 750,000 was good to her ass till the money ran out. Then she brings her ass back with some more goddamn ass shit, wanting some more goddamn money. Susan Logan could have stopped this shit a long time ago had this shit been absolutely true. But even a fucking attorney, a female attorney, was hungry in this shit. But I'm listening to this goddamn commentary up here. I'm so glad it's gone off. But Cass Jones, you wrong on all motherfucking levels as a fucking woman. The crocodile tears that you put out, and those are tears because you got your ass caught up, but you was also a working motherfucking woman out there looking for a story. And you could have got your story and moved on, but you wanted to get closer into the game to see what was happening. And you filed for sitting up there on that one motherfucking question somebody asked you about whether did Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly want to sleep with you. And you baffled all around that shit there. Well, Junkie Larry, you just want that out there. And you had the nurse, the code, street code, and you know that man is sitting up there trying to be engaged to Jocelyn. But you sit up there and told the fucking world on that goddamn channel that, well, yeah, he tried. What the fuck you do that shit for? The fuck you do that shit for? You think that shit wouldn't hurt that girl over there? Hopefully it doesn't bother her, but you knew that that's who he was with. I couldn't even see why you wouldn't even swallow that motherfucking information at all. Why? Why wouldn't you? Why? Man, I'm confused about that. That's his girl. But yet then you're sitting on a panel for them screaming to come home, Jocelyn. But yet then you sit up here and disrespect his motherfucking girl. Because you had to tell the world that, well, yeah, he tried to sleep with me. You foul for that shit, man. You straight up foul for that, man. You foul. That ain't no motherfucking way to get her home. That ain't no way to get her home. Woman to woman. Grown ass women. You know that ain't no motherfucking way to get her home. You really done fucked it up with just that one motherfucking question, if you ask me. I'm just saying. You not finna sit here and tell me or tell the fucking world that, well, yeah, he tried to sleep with me too. What? To try to throw me in some motherfucking mixed emotions when, oh, wait a minute. So you got up in there through a Don Russell and everybody motherfucking else that you possibly can to get a fucking story to come out here to tell the fucking world that, oh, he tried to sleep with me so your story can collaborate with what all these other females have been saying about them. You straight up foul. That was some foul ass shit, man. I was sitting over here like, man, that's crazy as fuck. I had to rewind that part too, Cash. I had to rewind that. Like, did she just say that shit? Man, Jocelyn, stay where the hell you at until you are ready to decide what you want to do. You know why, Jocelyn? Let me tell you why you stay where you at. Because until these people reveal to you what's fucked up in their motherfucking lives, And then they can explain to you why they ain't changing shit in their lives. Should not what now one of these motherfuckers out here be saying to try to make up to you what the fuck you should be doing. And I mean that as woman to woman. As woman to woman. You got so many fucking people that's got fucked up lives according to the Bible that shouldn't be doing the shit that they do. And they wants to tell another motherfucker what the fuck to do in their damn life. Get the fuck on with that bullshit. I'm sick as fuck today, y'all. But I'm releasing this shit 'cause I knew something told me, Pap, don't watch that fucking lie. It did. Don't watch that live. But y'all know sometimes I don't never do all the way right on this shit. That girl is grown. Mr. Kelly was grown. When Mr. Kelly came in encounter with that girl, whether it was VIA motherfucking college or on a fucking sailboat, she had a goddamn choice then. She caught up in this shit. She got to figure it out by herself. Y'all let God talk to her. Let her God talk to her. Not you motherfucking heathens. All you people motherfuckers is fucking heathens. I sat there and watched that shit. You motherfuckers are heathen. We're gonna put it in the book. I'm gonna put it in the book. Your book ain't gonna have Jocelyn make up her goddamn mind about what she wanna do. If that girl wants to sit there for goddamn it 50 goddamn years, so be it. Mr. Kelly's attorney came on a lot on national TV in front of 5 or 6 motherfucking mics and 10 goddamn newscasting shows and told that family that that girl was okay. If the girl is not okay to this point, do you really think that the government is going to sit out here with all of this goddamn fuss and not go in there and rescue that girl to bring her home? So all these boohoo crocodile ass fucking tears, everybody goddamn story on what she should do, what she shouldn't do, based on the fact that you feel that he's a fucking predator. Obviously, he didn't predator on her because she stayed with him. Y'all make this shit make sense because it's crazy. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably 8 motherfuckers that's fucked up, that's speaking on making a decision on somebody's fucking life on what they should do or what God would want you to do. God wanted you to follow them goddamn 10 commandments and what's in his book, and I'm looking at 4, 5, 6 of them is straight up on some cross dressing and cooter liquor license motherfucking bullshit. You went against God's goddamn will. And you wonder why God ain't cutting up out here? You wondering where these fires coming from? You wondering for where the minds of your black culture people out here shooting up people from? You wonder all that shit. You wonder where these tornadoes, all this shit coming from? And y'all think God can't show up and show out when he want to? Because he's mysterious. I can't understand that for the sake of my life. That Cash told so much shit on there. This shit is all after. This motherfucker is like the remix of a sequel of fucking Confessions. The fuck is this shit? Everybody got a motherfucking confession now. I'm listening to how Tim Savage talk about how Cash Jones and he had to flirt with her. She had to flirt with him. All these motherfucking characters came out here to fuck this man case up. That's what y'all did. You should have just left well-being alone and allowed the government to do whatever it is that they had to do to try to prosecute him. But without all of you goddamn character animated fucking figures out here, you motherfuckers fuck this man shit up. I'm going to be this person or I'm going to be that person. You'd have sat back, and I know why you couldn't sit back, because you all knew that the government did not have enough to convict that goddamn man, and you knew they didn't. But with the help of others, putting out a motherfucking fictional, non-fictional motherfucking goddamn story, and he did this, or he did that, and he did this, and the world sitting here looking and hearing a bunch of shit. Everybody want to tell Mr. Kelly's goddamn story. That behooves me. That really behooves me. But I knew, some told me, don't click on that show. Don't click on that show because, Pap, you know you can be controversial a little bit. You know that somebody's going to say something that probably needs to be addressed just a little bit, woman to woman. Like, Cash, that was fucked up. That was fucked up. I don't know how you finna get her home now. I don't know how you finna do that. She planning on keeping her close to her goddamn man because somebody like you who likes to change up shoes and switch into different characters, it might be a possibility you'll fuck anybody, motherfucking man. You dangerous. You're absolutely dangerous. I flirted for this motherfucking reason to get this information. Cass Jones, I flirted with Tim. I heard that goddamn video when Tim Savage says, "Well, oh, you finna get in the shower," and you hee ha ha. Well, yeah, but that's not what you came out here for. You said you came out here for a story. It shouldn't even been no recorded conversations or anything about anybody liking any motherfucking body. Y'all wasn't serious about this shit, man. Y'all came out here just like that one, self-gratification. That's what the fuck y'all came out here for. Fuck this man shit up. That's what y'all did. That's fucked up. It's a fucked up thing. We all talking about humans. A human did this to another fucking human, man. Y'all have no humanity. None. It's fucked up, man. The black culture is fucked up. It's fucked up. And I can say that for the white culture because I done been over there too. And it's some white fucked up ass fucking culture. So I just say the humanity motherfucking culture. Put it all together in a goddamn group. Then you over there, you knew the goddamn, Angelo got 6 to 7 to 8, 10 motherfucking kids. You ain't want to question that shit. You just want to get in close to him too. Normally a journalist or whatever you say you work for, hip hop inquirer, hip hop motherfucking nation, the most prestigious and respectable thing to have done was invite them to your motherfucking office and sit them down and get the story, print your shit. Not motherfucking play house. You want to play house. All you motherfuckers was pedophiling up on each other. If you ask me, grown ass motherfuckers. All y'all to get fucking stories. I'm going down the list just for a second, though. Because it didn't stop there. You did Angelo. God knows if you probably want to smooch up on Don Russell. Probably did. And then you got your way on into R. Kelly. When that man asked your ass who was setting me up, I knew it was some bullshit. When I heard it on that phone. You couldn't come right out and tell him. You know it was. He was on a 3-minute motherfucking phone call. Who was setting me up? Didn't matter. I need your story, R. Kelly, because I'm going to go back here and get Angelo motherfucking story. I'm going to put my shit out. I fuck both of you motherfuckers. I'm writing a motherfucking book. Keep my coins coming in. This was all about your fucking coins. And this man is sitting in motherfucking jail faced 30 goddamn years. Because you wanted a goddamn story. Because you want to find now your way with your crocodile tears how to have kept yourself up out of being from in a fucking indictment when all due respect, you should have been in that motherfucking indictment. You should have been in that fucking indictment. You should have been on that motherfucking stand being questioned by a goddamn defense team cross-examined. What was your fucking motive? Then, once the jury have heard that you just came out to do a motherfucking book and they found you innocent that way, then that was the way to do it. All because you interjected yourself beyond your reachable fucking skills. You was a fucking journalist, not a goddamn psychiatrist, not a goddamn inspector, PR, none of that shit. You was supposed to write your story and move the fuck on. Not be out here trying to fuck up or have them fuck up on you a Tom, Dick, and motherfucking Harry. And I grant it. I give you that. You said you had to take some goddamn responsibilities. And that's fine. But you took these fucking responsibilities after that man got a verdict of 30 fucking years. So your responsibilities, your accountability don't mean a motherfucking thing right now. It don't holds no fucking weight. Not to Mr. Kelly and nobody else out here. You might well just reap what you fucking sow. Because you sold a lot of shit out here. You did. You bounced from that channel to that channel to that channel when your only goddamn vocal and knowledge of what you know should have been whether, well, you can't even do that shit because you didn't have a motherfucking size. So I can't even say that shit either. You didn't even have a motherfucking size. So your only thing should have been with you to just shut the fuck up and go get your money from your book. That should have been it. What most journalists actually out here does. and get a story. And I hate to say it, I had to bring up Tasha K motherfucking name. Tasha K got the motherfucking stories, got her coins, and moves on. You give it another week or two, or later she got another motherfucking story, drops it, move the fuck on. I hate to give it to her, but that's what the fuck she was doing. Get another story, drop it, move the fuck on. She ain't come out here to lay in the fucking bed with Tom, Dick, and Harry to get motherfucking information. You want to give it to me? Bring it to me. I'm gonna drop it. Boom, journalist. That's it. That's it. That's all. But when Mr. Kelly asked you, which was a very important question, you know why I think that he asked you that too, Cash Joe, because it was important to his life. He needed to know who was doing X, Y, and Z to him. And that's all he asked you. That's all he asked you. He said, well, go and check it out. Go see what's going on. With all due respect, I believe that that's the same goddamn thing, and I'm just hypothetically speaking, that he told Don Russell. Go and check it out. He might have sent several people out here to go and check it out. If you on my side, you ride it out. Go and check it out. I don't know what's going on with all these several people coming at me from different angles. And that man only asked you just to do that. You couldn't even do it without putting your goddamn feelings and your pussy in the game. That's fucked up. And you already know, woman to woman, once you add pussy and dick in the motherfucking game, shit was going to already get too motherfucking caught up and entangled, because now here comes the feelings. Especially if the dick was oh so good. I don't know what to do. That became of you. That became of you. I can't sit here, according to the host, and say that this man is a pedophile. I wasn't there. And if you were not there to actually witness anything personally from your own eyes, you should not be spewing out anything against anybody. I wasn't there. I can't even conjure up to speculate on it. Not even based off of what I done heard from these females. That's their damn story from the Lifetime docuseries. Only thing that I could say is, okay, well, this too shall pass. Whatever it is. It was their fucking stories. Everybody that took, all of their stories. And well, let me finish agitating or aggravating it and adding pieces and keep their stories going long and strong. It's they goddamn stories, man. That shit was fucked up. The whole goddamn thing was fucked up, y'all. It's like, this shit is crazy. How do you take your personal emotions, things that done happened to you personally by somebody else, to cause your inflicted pain and wound to be so angry and bitter and hatred towards another person who ain't done shit to you? The person that has been through it is the person that has to go through it. And once they go to the higher power of God, God will show them or the right way to deal with their situation. It's their situation. I know, girl, child. You know how Teddy is. When I get to talking, baby, Teddy be like, shut up, shut up. Teddy don't like no loud noise, y'all. He don't like no loud noise. He's a quiet dog. Man, this shit is crazy. You had Tim Savage. Had his daughter in his home. Everybody watched the goddamn interrogation that Jocelyn's parents did to her. And it got broadcasted nationwide. That's humiliation. That's embarrassing. How do you know that this girl, I'm talking to the host of the show, how do you know that this girl just does not want to stay put due to being embarrassed by her own blood? Her own blood embarrassed her, man. What is it? You know that sometimes host of that show and Cash Jones, sometimes the only way to heal pain of what your own blood done did to you is time away. It's called time away. It can heal it. But you people don't want to even to allow time to heal her pain. And I can't understand that. You guys are imposing on what you think should have happened. You're imposing on Jocelyn's life according to how you feel or what you would do. Not even taking into consideration that she's her own self and she's grown. If anything happens to her, you best to believe you'll probably hear it from Jennifer Bonjean. Or you're going to hear it from anybody, especially the news. Because if it's a fire in Chicago or wherever she may be, it's going to come. You best to believe that there is people out here with cameras bigger than all of ours that is waiting to capture that girl's every freaking movement. But YouTube people who don't have shit ain't gonna be shit because you're stuck in this damn circle of R. Kelly. Ain't had, you name it, wants to break the story. Want to break the story to get those big views off of Jocelyn motherfucking life. That's fucked up. Humanity, huh? Humanity. Y'all want grace and glory and views and subscribers to break that girl's goddamn story. Stay where you are, Jocelyn. You're a grown-ass woman now. You can make up your own damn mind. You can send your parents anonymous letters and gifts and every goddamn thing, and they never got to see them a day in your damn life. See, if people would do a little bit more understanding towards your feelings, Jocelyn, a little bit more understanding towards your feelings and maybe your wants and your needs, maybe they'll see the bigger picture in all of this stuff. But right now, Jocelyn, they just don't see it. They just don't see it. Nah, they're not going to see it. Because all they're hearing now is the pain, coming from your parents. Your parents also was once your age, Jocelyn. And they probably have been through some things. Your mother done probably ran and left home as well. A couple of days or whatever because her parents done pissed her off. It's called the cycle of life. Cycle of life. They understand that. But Jocelyn also understands that a lot of the stuff that has been exposed, and she's old enough to understand it, is to fulfill self-gratification. You guys are ignoring how she may be feeling. She could be torn whether to stay with that man or not. You're not giving her enough time and space. She may be torn whether to come home to her parents or not. You're not giving her space. Pressure causes stress. A lot of people should know that. She ain't brain dead. She got a mind of her own. We saw Jocelyn come outside of that court, mind you, with that badass goddamn coat on that I still want, and that's irrelevant, but that was a bad goddamn coat, y'all. She was rocking that damn black coat, swear. I'm like, God, I want that bitch. That bitch is bad. So anyways, and you saw her parents bombard her right there in front of the courthouse. Her mom is in the front of her. Her other sister is circling around her. Is snoring, and, she stopped, she paused, and said something to her little sister. And guess what? There was an attorney with her, a white lady, who got in a black SUV with Jocelyn. At that time right there, they could have had intervention with her attorney. That was there. But when you're going to be out here and showcasing and show coasting and all of that stuff for the cameras to create a theme, a theatrical moment for the world to see, to give all of us something to go back to reminisce on and to keep talking about. You have to understand, is that what she really wanted? You guys didn't put her feelings first. That's just my opinion. You didn't. You put you guys' feelings first because you were the parents. With all due respect, that's a normal reaction. I get that. But at some point, you had to put her feelings first because this is the parenting skill 101. Sometimes you're going to be dealing with Russian roulette. So sometimes if you notice that what you done did and she ain't came back, you're going to have to fall back. Go have supper dinner. And God be holy, when the right time comes, she'll walk through the door when she ready. The job now for the parenting skills to kick in too is just to keep your door unlocked. That's it, that's all. Just keep your door unlocked for your child. But there was an attorney then for intervention. There's Jennifer Bonjean. You can reach out to her for intervention. How's our daughter? There's so many ways to go around it. Then people that didn't know each other ain't went through the growth of life. No family reunions, no none of that. They just want y'all's story. And that's freaking ludicrous. Because all of those people that I'm sitting and I'm watching and I'm looking at can't do a goddamn thing. Not a goddamn thing, but be vocal on a goddamn channel for views. That's it. That's all. The story was out there. So trying to keep producing it and send it farther and farther and farther, it ain't going nowhere. The main story now to wait on is just wait for her to walk through the door. Now your host and all of y'all will have another big goddamn story for views. But all the in-between stuff is just, what are you going to keep adding to it? We're going to keep adding to it. I saw somebody say something about, well, they're going to get her home to prevent her from having, the STDs or this or this or that. Well, her parent exposed that too. Embarrassing. So sometimes if I was the daughter, I'd be like, wow, how come my parents be doing this to me? Well, they say they love me, but they pretty much done told all of my freaking darn life on national TV. You don't hear all of their lives coming from childhood on up out here on national TV for the world to see. You don't. But now everybody knows Jocelyn freaking life from her childhood all the way up to where she is there. That shit ludicrous. Oh. Everybody want to talk about the Bible. But Cash, I gotta say it again, you a file for that woman to woman. And sometimes them crocodile tears, they just don't sell. They really don't. Them tears that you shedding over there, you just feel bad about what you done. And some cases, and it's not for me to say, because I don't know God. God mysterious. I don't know his plans for anybody. I don't even know his plans for me. All I know is that they say you do reap what you sow. So all those coins that was coming in from that book and all of your verbal talk, all of these channels or whatever, those can be reversed as well. They can be reversed as well. Everybody got to hustle. But I think you just chose the wrong hustle. The extended version of your hustle. There's nothing wrong with being a journalist. There was nothing wrong with printing out what you want to print out. But what was wrong was for you to interject beyond a reasonable doubt yourself up in this darn stuff to be coming out here saying that, well, I liked it, this one man, when it was known out here that this one man was the person that was searching for his daughter and was, in an entanglement with Mr. Kelly or whatever. Then you got the other parent, Tim, that he was searching or doing whatever he had to do with his parents. You just get the story. And then now to come to find out, you sat up here and answered a question about whether if Mr. Kelly tried to sleep with you, when the truth of the matter may be that we don't know if you were really trying to sleep with him. But you answered the question well, no, I didn't go, and I wasn't. Same kind of shit Jasmine did. You understand me? Same kind of shit. So all of y'all got around this man to come out here to see if he was seductive on you guys? Or if he attempted to try to kiss you, he showed some flirtations, knowing that this is the type of case that he is going through, a sex case. That shit crazy. You know he's going through a sex case, but you got to sit up there and satisfy Drunken Larry's goddamn question whether you, R. Kelly, really tried to, he made a little pay. He going to sleep with me? That's to be determined, isn't it, Cash Jones? That's to be determined. You just had to tell that. Right now, I'm going to have to beg to differ. Hush! I'm going to have to beg to differ. since you imposed yourself pretty much a little bit deeper into the story that you anticipated, as you stated, and you savvied all up over on Angelo, knowing that he had about 7, 8, 9 kids or whatever, but you had to get in there to get deeper, and some liking started to happen, and and all of this stuff. Then y'all fell apart to where now, your information got put out there, and your driver. How the hell somebody get your driver's license shit? How you get your driver's license stuff and all that stuff? Who you give all that shit to? Who you do that shit to? And put all your information out here. And the only person you was really close to, and like in my opinion, when you first came out here, was the goddamn Angelo. You was telling your stories about Angelo. Then now y'all started fighting or whatever. But ain't no way as you being this particular businesswoman, working woman, as you say you were for hip hop, or you like to write and you get your books out. There was no way that you should have been distracted to show any type of emotional, sexual, emotional advances to or from Angelo. That's where he fucked up that at right there. And then Tim Savage, like I say, you on the recording and giggling and laughing and he and y'all just chopping it up. Him as well in a marriage. He was in a marriage. That was right there, off the scale. That was right there. Well, I can't, cut this flirting and shit out. That man is married, but you didn't. You carried on that act. You carried that on. You kept that moving with him for a while till that fell apart. And then now you want the world to believe that Mr. Kelly was attempted to flirt and sleep with you. I'm going to have to beg to differ, like I just said, and believe that you probably passed it and advanced on to Mr. Kelly to sleep with Mr. Kelly to get information and make him feel at ease with you. Because you was the one out here playing double up, not Mr. Kelly. Mr. Kelly didn't show us that he was all on these videos and things of calling and flirting with anybody. That was you. That wasn't Mr. Kelly. That was you. You used any and everybody to get whatever story that it is that you have. I would have probably believed you had you said that you was finna sleep with Booker. I would have believed you if you'd have said Booker was trying to do a sexual advance on you. Because that nigga eat booty like groceries. It is what it is. There was a time, though, as Cass Jones, because you say you are who you are. You were a writer, where you didn't even have to pick up the phone. I know, right? Every day. I can't never stay serious. I always got to throw some buffale shit in it. That nigga eat random booty like groceries. Got water coming down my eyes, y'all, because I got this bad. I guess I got a bad cold. I guess I would call it a bad cold. I just don't like to see women doing foul stuff. And I attempt to try to mind me business a lot. Me business. But boy, when they get to start using God, and that 10 out of 10, you ain't walking the godly path. Don't open your mouth, man. Don't open your mouth. Ain't nothing in that book. I ain't lying, y'all. Ain't nothing in that book. Ain't nothing in that BIBLE that says anything. I believe that it was against, the homosexuality, all that liquor license and saying. I believe it was. I believe that it's in there. The same way that it is in there about what you call it, being a predation and predator. It's all in the book, and I understand that. But for those people that have done some things that, and is doing things that is against its will, that it was against its word, those are the least people that should ever be talking and speaking on anybody that they are accusing that has went against its will or its word. It's like, knock it off. Hypocrisy, boy, at its finest. At its finest. But I just had my message that I just wanted to put out. I'm really trying to get a little strength, you guys, to do the ladies' night. I don't know what this, because that bug done bit me. I don't know. And it's really got me where I don't think that I have the energy to sit up for at least an hour on the lives, tonight, and to be downstairs. Right now, the most comfortable position for me is in the bed, and staying warm and dehydrated. Hydrated. I'm sorry. 'Cause I have to try to make it to work tomorrow. But Jesus Christ, I mean, it's a lot. That was a lot to take in. And we talking about, you know, this grown ass girl who is very well now actually capable of really taking care of herself. If her parents says that they raised her right, she comes from a good home, that means that they have endured a survivor out there. No matter how long Mr. Kelly is with, no matter if she chooses to pick somebody up on the side, do whatever, she can do whatever she wants to do now. She doesn't have to answer to anybody. And keep in mind, let me put this on for record, and I have 3 girls. 2 of them are grown, 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 grown. They grown. They grown. But I've made it perfectly clear that, no matter who their choices are in their life, my doors are open. My doors is a safe haven. My doors is open for the love of their mom. You can tell you want to come through my door and hug me and say, I love you, Mom, I'm okay. It's open. But not once will I ever, ever, ever put pressure or exposure on my children. Because I taught them right from wrong when they left the nest. I taught them what a man would say, what he wouldn't say, how he said, and I even tried to switch it up in Spanish. And it's all going to sound good. But you have to make that choice. And once your child makes that choice, the only thing as a parent that I can do behind my 2 girls is trust their choice, not the man's choice. I have to trust their choice and say, my door is open. If you ever feel harmed, if you ever feel whatever the case may be, you don't have to pack up shit to leave a man coming home. You run with what's on your goddamn back and make your way through my door. Because he can't get you here. He can't get you here. But being over there and I never get a call or anything, and I'm pretty sure my daughters have little arguments or whatever with their significant others. I'm pretty sure they do because everybody has them. I can't go intervene. I can't call the police and say, oh my God, he hitting and beating on my daughter, unless my daughter contacts me to say, Mom, I'm being hit. And I know she tells me, and I say, well, how many times? Well, what's going on? Da-da-da. Now I'm going to intervene. Here comes Mom to the rescue. But until I get something like that, I can't do anything. I stop by. With the grace of God, I'm glad that I'm able to stop by. I may walk through their homes and peep around a little bit, making sure everything looks okay, but everybody can paint a picture. I don't think that Jocelyn is going to stay around and take abuse. I don't think that Jocelyn, as a grown-ass woman, is going to put herself in harm's way out in the street. It's the people in the street that's bringing harm's way to her because you guys keep making her relevant in the world. You guys are. You guys are doing this to her. Once you settle down her name in her image, she'll be able to go on and probably produce very productively and be the young lady that they say that they brought her up to be. But you guys are bringing publicity to her. You guys would be the reason why TMZ and everybody else is hiding out in their cars or in trees, waiting for her to come out to go get a gallon of milk. You guys are doing that to her. Yeah. You put the greyhounds out here in that girl's personal life. And might want to ask yourselves that type of way. You might want to ask yourselves that. Well, what are we doing that is not pushing her to call or to come? I heard Tim say something about, well, my other daughter moved to Texas. There you go again. Offering information about your family. Offering information about your family. See, that's that part where you are looking for acceptance of your truth by supplying information. And if it's factual, you can get the people to believe everything else that you're trying to say. However, in a sense, you're pushing out your private information that belongs to your family just to have the publicity that you're looking for. Gotta think, brother, and you're not thinking. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. People want to be liked. They want to be liked. You want to be liked. And you don't have to be liked this way by using your family personal information to do so. If it's factual, what they say, it doesn't need to be explained. It doesn't even talk about it. You don't even talk about it. But that girl, your child, Jocelyn, I don't know how old was she's about 25, 27 or 20, something like that. She'll make up her mind. And I'm listening to all of these people that says that they're godly. Then you allow God to work through her. And the way that God works through her is none of you guys' business because he's a mysterious man. We only have 4 directions to go out here. You're either going to go north, east, south, or west. So you have to allow God to detour her to whichever way she chooses fit. You trust God. That's what y'all saying out here. You say trust God. That's what y'all says. So then just pray that God watches over her, and that's all needs to be God darn said. Not from Mr. Kelly now. This say she doesn't need prayer from Mr. Kelly because Mr. Kelly is in safe haven. He's locked up now. You all need to pray that all of this publicity that you done put around this girl, that she's safe from other goddamn predators out here that you like to call that name. Predators, right? Because there's some serious ones out here. Oh, yeah. It's some serious goddamn predators out here that can do way more harm than Stockholm Syndrome, as y'all call it, to a female. Yeah. Amputated, cut all up, thrown in a trunk, never to be seen before. Anchored to a brick, dropped in Lake Michigan, never to be seen or heard before. And you need to pray for that, for the attention that you keep bringing upon this girl's life. She's not asking, I think, to be some goddamn public figure, a public figure out here. You guys are making her one. And you got those greyhounds on her ass. You do. They want to know every freaking move that she make. But I was thinking that once R. Kelly's attorney spoke out, Jennifer Bonjean, that would be sufficient enough to, to please them a little bit. Okay, we'll trust this, that she's okay. And if you don't trust God, I don't understand how everybody's out here sitting and trusting the things everything that was said on that panel. Because obviously they don't trust God. You know? Yeah. It was crazy. Now, I said I was going to trickle on down the line just for a minute. And it's not to be mean or whatever, but when we talk about the theoretical characters that came into play for on Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's story, all of them came into play. And it's crazy because not only did they use God over there a lot, and to be perfectly honest with you guys, I was going to click on, I was going to type a question. Let me take that back. In Sylvia's chat this morning, because I did have a question. I really did. And Sylvia always says, her God and the God, and she does it the same type of way. And God, she knows what God has in store. No, you don't, Sylvia. And I like watching some of her stuff some of the time. Not most of the time, but some of the time. But no, you don't, Sylvia. You don't know. I don't know. God doesn't speak to you to tell you what your life is going to endure. He doesn't. So that's not true. You may feel that you are conquering and beating the past of what has happened because you are now speaking in a more positive way. And that's a good thing. But you don't know. You don't know if it was God or you don't know if it was the devil. You don't know. Not supposed to know. Your spirit only feels good when you know that you are doing good. Your spirit feels bad when you know that you are doing bad, but we only call on God when we have done something out of the ordinary that didn't fit to the words of the nature of God. That's what we feel. I ain't trying to rain on Sylvia's parade or whatever she could believe, whatever she wants, but coming from a person that truly, I know. You don't know. You don't know your plan or what he is making for you. We don't know, Sylvia, if we're going to wake up tomorrow or not. We don't know those things, and we're not supposed to know them, Sylvia. We not. And it really, I be bothered by that just a little bit, right? And it's not just Sylvia, it's even my own relatives or whatever. When they get to talking all of that stuff about no God, I walk away because I know it's not true. It's not true. So my question that I wanted to comment into Sylvia's chat was about the whole thing with the Bookham thing, right? Because now she says that God speaks to her. And my question was, well, what took God so long to speak to her when she realized that she was caught up in doing such demonic things to gain the information that she needed to have? When was God going to show up? That's all I just wanted to know. Or did you ignore the spirit spewing through the body, knowing that it was wrong, but continued on to align oneself with people that was doing wrong? Because even if you aligned yourself with those people to get the self-gratification of your agenda, according to whatever scripture in the Bible, I don't know, y'all find one of Genesis, Luke, Proverbs, I don't know, it's in there somewhere. Well, that ain't right either. So is it those things that you aligned yourself with is the reason why you are so pressed with God, wanting God to rinse off all of that stuff now, because he is forgiven, and I understand that. He is. He's forgiven to an extent, because just like a parent, you and I, when my child, if I'd have told my child, don't go out there and get in that dirt, you got on all white, it's Easter Sunday, we had a church in an hour, but you can go on out there, just don't get in the dirt. And she come back through that house. She come back in here 10 minutes before we get ready to go, and she cried, and I done raised my hand and then tapped on her hand. I told you not to do that. You understand what I'm saying with that though there, Sylvia? See, I had to reprimand her. I had to do this because she didn't went against what the hell I just said, so I reacted to it. She had to reap what she sowed. She came back in here defying what I told her to do. The Bible said to not do it in the first goddamn place. You don't do it. But you all left God, Sylvia, from the beginning because it was an agenda that everybody had to, in their own way, figure out what had done happened with Mr. Kelly. And what I'm saying is, we can do all the repentance that we want to in this world, but before those pearly gates open, you will reap what you sow, is what the Bible pretty much says. So you have to treat God just like a real parent in your life. You know, take the whooping. My child took that little spank that I gave her. Then I asked for her to forgive me. You know, I'm sorry. See, we sorry for forgiveness to each other. I'm sorry, but I told you not to get dirty, didn't I? Now you know I had to do this because you're gonna have to learn. Don't be going. I said, don't go out there beside that dirt. So everybody, Sylvia, coming out wanting to play this specific character that they needed to play to get the information without being the attorneys, the investigators, private paid investigators, professionally. Y'all all fucked this man case up. Y'all all did it. So at the end of the day, I don't believe that this man had asked for it. I don't. I think that his money for whatever he had available would have gotten him the right way of solving this mystery of a takedown of this man. Would have done it. But so many people wanted to help. So my question again that she had asked, and I'm okay if it never gets answered because I just released it and I just wanted to release it, right? But it's kind of hard to go into people's chat, right? Because I just normally just don't go in them. I got to figure out, we all figure out where you fit in at. And sometimes there's something, as they say, the spirit, it'll just kind of turn you away from it. And you don't want to come and be a distractor in people chats. So I stay away from it for that reason as well. And I really need to go put my clothes in the dryer, y'all. But Dakota's outside right now, and I don't have no strength to do so. But, however, I wish Teddy can go do it. Man, I'm going to get up to go do it. But there was something there, Sylvia. Not after the first visit with Bookham. Maybe the second one. Maybe the third one. I don't know how long it took. It took that long for people to figure out well, you know what, maybe this may not be the best person that I should have be aligned to. I don't understand how Bookham was able to convince a grown woman to call this person or look this person up or help me with this or send me. I just don't understand it. I can't understand that to save my soul other than people wanting to interject themselves into Mr. Kelly's case where they should have not been. That's the only thing that I can come up with. And then we sit out here to tell ourselves about, or we yell at each other about, well, if you're not doing this, then you're not a real supporter. If you ain't done this, then you're not a real supporter. Well, if you don't go sit that goddamn shit down, I don't have to, and nobody else have to oblige the way you guys think things should have been ran to be a goddamn supporter. Couldn't understand that. I couldn't understand that. You're not a real supporter. You're not a real supporter. And I don't have anything against Sylvia at all. I'm just telling my story of what I see. That's all I'm doing. But the same way you tapped in to Demetrius, you said you had to play a specific character. You had to play like you was flirting with him. Now, I know somewhere in the Bible, once you's a married woman, all that play is off motherfucking limits. It was wrong for you to entice that man to try to get whatever information you was that costed you to unbear yourself as a married woman. And you admitted you had to deal with that stuff with your husband, but that was a pretty goddamn risky because your husband could have filed for divorce that freaking day. But where was God? Because God should have stopped you from unbearing. You shouldn't have not needed to unbear to get information. Especially for a person where you never had non-existence in his life, Mr. Kelly, of knowing anything about that freaking man. We won't even come out of our clothes pretty much for a cousin. Mm-mm. Ain't gonna happen. But I asked again, what was God? As I'm listening to Sylvia through her testimony, and I didn't call it testimony at the beginning. I called this a confessions. It's the sequel confessions, because everybody's got their stories to tell now. Wants to mend some shit up after the verdict. Everybody got to mend some shit up. Now, this is why I did this, and this is what happened with this over here. Basically, to summarize all of their stories up, in my opinion, humbly. That's just y'all way of saying in Latin that we all fucked this man case up. Basically. Basically. In Latin. It's just in Latin. That's it. You all y'all fucked this man case up. You all did. You did too much. Wanted to be too extra. Wanted to be the best. Wanted to have the best shows, the most views over this man's life. Shouldn't have cared whether if you had 2 views. But to stay on the focal point. What the government was doing. Leave all the enticing and the love making and the this making and oh he jealous and I hate and aligning yourselves with people that you knew in your heart wasn't no goddamn good, but you had to go and do the extras to get the story that cost you to seduce somebody. Unbelievable. To where you had to explain some things to your husband. I could have never imagined doing that. But I understand that you took a risk for Mr. Kelly. But you also left God. And I keep telling everybody the same story over and over and over because I asked my mom, still as a grown, old-ass woman that I am, what happened to these people? And my mom only answer could be, they left God. Everybody left God. I'm going to do what I want to do. God comes second. But when I'm in trouble, God comes first. Make that shit make sense. Make it make sense. Because it don't. I'll repeat it though. When I want to do something, and if it's against his will, God comes first. But when I'm in second, but when I'm in trouble and I done did some shit that is against his will, God comes first now. But it's God. I done heard enough of those stories. I don't know. But yet then, Demetrius comes out and tells his parts of his stories, and we all heard the recordings of the sexual conversations, you know. And Sylvia made her confession this morning about it, so only God can approve or disapprove of her actions, and it is what it is. But every man, what they say, shall bow. Every man shall bow, they say, before you make it to those gates. And bowing just don't mean that one night stands. That ain't what that means. Bowing means that your ass should have been bowing from the day one when you first found your religions to respect and honor of God's word. But you people don't do that. You do it secondly. Second-handed ass people. Get out of here. There should not have ever been a story out here about that. Then the whole thing come out about the Bookham and whether if She, Bookham and Silver had them slept together. Should never have been a story out there about that either. Should have not been a story out here about going to courts against each other. This wasn't even about y'all. This was all about Mr. Kelly. But the whole company of Mr. Kelly's supporters or non-supporters had to endure episode after episodes of watching two people fight over a goddamn car. And this man's life was on the line. Changed the whole freaking narrative up. That shit was insane. The narrative just constantly keeps switching and kept switching and kept switching. One minute it was about the paperwork. The next minute it was episodes about you are an informant. You are an informant. When all of y'all sat beside each other as goddamn informants. Like, where they do that at? Dakota, I'm so glad you're here. Can you go put those clothes in the dryer? Are you going back out? And put the color clothes in for me. All of y'all have sat right beside each other. All of y'all have pretty much similarity of stories to tell of abruptly disrupting of this case. That had nothing to do. It's insane. It was so insane. Entertaining, might I add, but it was insane. Now is confession time. I'm going to tell my part. I'm going to tell what I did. And I'm going to tell what she did. And this is where I laid. And this is how I been. And that shit ain't even nowhere remotely important now. If you were a Mr. Kelly supporter, should have never gotten off track with listening to the X, Y, and Z of entertainment of black nature people. Because I didn't. I surely didn't. Let me plug the phone up. Then we had to go through the whole goddamn thing. Here comes Booker again. He sure helped push that damn narrative out here about the old Don Russell. Had a bunch of minions fall behind him on that. Don the Con. None of them have been down there alongside Donnell Russell to even remotely even go along with what he was saying, because he had not even been down there but one, maybe two times in the basketball gym. So how is it that Bookham's story becomes so factual to push into the brains of about 30 people over there that follows the leader to say Don the Con? These people didn't even call Don up and say, hey, let me see your books. Let me see where you work at. Go verify it yourself. No, entertainment was paying off big time for Don, for Bookham to put that and push that narrative. And once he pushed that paperwork up there, OMG. Now, mind you, at the beginning though, Sylvia did admit, yeah, that she helped pull the paperwork for Bookham in the beginning. Now Bookham is using that against her to paint her as a goddamn informant. Where they do this shit at? Huh? All of the stuff that she has helped him with, he's using it against her. And all of the stuff that he done helped her or do whatever with, she's using it against him. I'm sitting here like, man, throw a match on the log and some liquid fluid, some lighter fluid, and go on and torch that shit. Oh, you didn't like their stories, and if you didn't march to the beat of the band, your ass was an X factor. They didn't fuck with you. You couldn't go against them. You couldn't question them. You can't say nothing. They going against you. So I stay up out the chats. I'll just ask my own question in the privacy of my own breath. I don't know, whatever. But I know somewhere this bullshit. I mean, like, that's some straight up bullshit right there. I don't care what you say, but that's some bullshit. Yeah, it is. Some straight bullshit. Oh, hey, Monet. They ain't even loyal to themselves, honey. Because if you're loyal to yourselves, ain't no way nothing in your heart can spark you to come out to be the type of characters that they had chose to be a distraction in this man's case. None of them. None of these people are loyal to themselves because not ever would you fix your mouth to call someone else a predator or this or that when you know that if your closet door wish to come open and all of those boxes of those mysterious identifying things about yourself expose you or is against biblical ways that you should be opening your mouth. You should be quiet and continue to allow your God put faith, blessings, being grateful, thankful in your life when you know that you think you fooling God. You think that it's okay by God to be liquor licensed up or penetrating each other with a penile. You know it ain't right. So you keep fooling yourself as if you believe that it's so, because the man done told you that you can't help who you love or how you are and who you may be with. Because God loves. Okay. Man switched that around for y'all. God ain't never switched the way around of what he said or how it's gonna be and who gonna check me. God, God dare you to check him on the way he has spoken. He dare you. He dare you to do it. You dare for forensic, they all going. You know, and if it ain't the jail that we all know that requires kin folks to come and visit, there is another difference in jail. There's another jail. You know, it may not be the one with the lock and key. But so, what's going on, man? What's going on? I'm just saying. Ah, the book, I swear he making it through the gates. Boy, you know what? I contradict myself. Because that's God's job. But according to the humane nature, honey, you boy, book him gonna reap what he sow, honey. He ain't gonna probably ever have the right to drive a brand new fancy ass car. Ever. He probably not gonna ever be able to make it as the star cast in a fucking movie or anything. So he probably reaping what he sowed. That boy has been one of a big major disruptive characters out here, but he can't help who he is. But you can help by saying God ain't with that shit. I mean with that stuff. I can't use curse word with God. He ain't with that stuff that you done did. They say tell one lie, you would tell two. Tell two, it becomes you. You a liar. You a liar, man. I don't know. A lot of relationships has developed. A lot of them has fallen apart. But to be who you not to be, that's a hard job to complete. It's a very hard job to keep up with. It's very hard, very difficult. It has been entertaining, you guys. So entertaining. So goddamn entertaining, guys. Mm-mm. I hope some of you guys are proud of you guys, of yourselves for not falling waist deep. Because this was some shit out here. Into a bunch of mess. I hope that a lot of you guys have continued to walk in your belief without allowing someone else to take control of your mind to believe their belief or their truth, you know. Because I know what I saw out here. I know what I saw. Mm-mm. And I was the first person that brought attention to this whole supper table kind of thing that went on downtown. And then it kind of just took off from there. And when I first saw that, you know, putting two and two together, and you just sit and you wait and you just watch all of these stories out here, and it's like, I told y'all, if that one aligned with that one, if that one then went over there and ate steak with a snake, and that one then did this one with that one, oh, you on the phone, y'all working behind the scene, that completed y'all circle. That you shouldn't have not wanted to be in that circle. It was go do nope, keep nope, don't do that circle. Then you out here agreeing with what people and they tell you, well, you know what, we was behind the scenes. How you know what the hell they was behind the scenes doing what? You don't know. You don't know. Bookham is something else. He's funny. Oh, he's funny as fuck. And he knows he's funny. He ain't quite funny enough to make it up there with no damn Kevin Gates and Dave Chappelle and all that. He ain't in that league yet. He ain't in that league. So sometimes you can't tell funny and jokes off of lies. You understand me, man? You don't work that way. So he couldn't make it up there based off of that right there. Dave Chappelle and Kevin, they, you know, and what's his name? Um, oh my God, I can't think of his name. Cedric the Entertainer, and you know, people like that, or the other little short guy, right? Some of their stuff it be mostly off of facts, like truth. You just taking the truth and doing, you know, some things with it. You said on that live with Dennis Byron was funny as hell. It was funny. I don't know. I heard Sylvia mention Dennis Byron too, right? And I don't know what it is, but it seems like that. And all of us had it. Because I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all that I was some freaking goddamn angel, man. I maxed out American Express card, man. I had to break skin, bones, nails, everything trying to pay that goddamn American Express. I told y'all that freaking story. So, my life ain't been squeaky, hunky-dory clean either. It ain't been squeaky, hunky dory clean. But I can tell you this, by me recognizing my life not being squeaky, hunky dory clean, right? Out of all my years of living, I know what to look for. You understand what I'm saying? If that makes sense to y'all. You gotta take psychology, y'all. You gotta take psychology. I'm gonna repeat it again, because we all have done it. There's not 100% cleanness in my life. We were born of sin. To sin. He died for it. Knew he wasn't gonna do right. But if I can recognize some of the things that I said, or I have done, or I may have manipulated on back when I was 17, 18, or 19 in those years, right? And it's noticeable to me. What makes you think that it's not going to be noticeable when I see it in someone else? Relations, association. You can put those two and two together. Because at 17, 18, 19, if I see nobody, what you say, nobody's pap? Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. I got to catch back up with you. If I can see several of you guys and I'm looking at myself in the mirror, be like, well, I did that shit. And I see transformation. I see you doing it, transformation Tiff, right? And I'm going to have to call you on that shit, Trans, because that's some bullshit, Trans. 'Cause I did that bullshit when I was 19. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't understand how people feel like that the things that they say or that they do is the way they try to elaborate on it as if it's not bad things, or you know what I'm saying, because we replace it with God. God has changed me, but you still did that bad thing. You still did that bad thing, and I can recognize that bad thing because I might have done that bad thing way back 20 some years ago. It's a bad thing. It's a bad thing to do. Let me see what Priscilla says. She says nobody. Miss Pap, you know that I only chat in only. Oh yeah, that I do. You pop in and out on the Lions Den. Yeah, but you know what? Forensic, it's okay to do so. It's interesting topic. Sometimes it'll bring you out because you know what? I want to say some things too, and that's perfectly understandable. You know, it's no holds bar. Me, I'm just a little bit different. You know, I don't want to come. I just don't. I just don't. I recognize demonic behavior. I recognize repetitive repentance. I recognize confessions. What were we confessing for? Who? Somebody needed to be a priest out here in the last 2 days because there's been a whole bunch of confession going on. I ain't lying. I confess. I'm finna tell what this person did. I'm finna tell what this person did. Well, God be holy. If it was real court in session, all of them would have been guilty, 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 unreasonable doubt, guilty, 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 guilty. Y'all all played a freaking part in it. What, babe? No, you can cut that out. That's done. Can't have two cards. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you can use it until it expires, and then that once it expires, then it's done. It's not gonna process through anything. That's just me. Guilty, 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 guilty. Shouldn't have never done it. And that I know that you can't even base your plea on that, you know, but still, you shouldn't have never done it. So I ask again, where was God? Who did you trust when you did what you did? You trusted Lucifer. That's who you trusted. You allowed yourself to be used by Lucifer. How many tries do we want from God Almighty to give us to get it right? How many times? I don't need that many times. Can y'all say so in the chat room? How many times from 1 through 5? How many tries do y'all need for God to give y'all to get it right? How many times? How many times? Because I don't. I don't. And I tell you, once I turned, let me see, Nisha, I had Nisha at 26, 27. Once I had Nisha, it took me till probably about 24, 25. Then I had Nisha. I wanted to get it absolutely not 100% right according to the will and the words, right? And I was reading the 10 Commandments. Okay, you gotta do this. I'm teaching, okay, you gotta do this. And as long as you follow these steps, as long as you follow these orders, you can almost be promised eternal life, right? So I mean, I'm really educated. Okay, I gotta do this. Okay, I backslid on this one, so I gotta get this back right till now. I'm almost 99%. Okay, I'm missing 1% of it, right? I'm almost there. And my thing was I want to have, another child. And I decided, well, let's have one more. I have Nisha, right? But I had to trust in God that I would have a healthy, natural birth, baby. Because I didn't want anything previous of me doing whatever I wanted to do in life. Because that's the way we are at that age. We do what we want to do. We don't want to do the will. I want to do what I want to do. So I had to get all of that right, right? So that way I know that God can look upon me and my health is good. I'm eating good. I'm doing, okay, I got this right. I wasn't cursing so much. Now, y'all, boy, I'm a curse weed. So don't make me mad. But other than that, I usually don't curse outside of being mad. Every now and then I might say shit or ass or something like that. But when I'm mad, when I'm on 10, like y'all saw me previously, and I'm like, man, this ain't even me. This ain't even my style. But because the back and forth kept going over a narrative that wasn't true, man, the defense had to come strong on that. So, and I'm not going to apologize for it, especially when I'm telling y'all, put me on 10, I'm cuss you, I cuss. It is what it is. I should find more words, more substitutes like flick and flat and folk and stuff, but it doesn't sound better. People understand you better when you got to get a little bit vogue with it. Now, I understand your meaning. That this is what I mean, and I say what I mean. Because other than that, black folks don't understand, and they take flick and flack and float too kindly. You understand? They think it for play. So, but I had the second one, and I felt blessed, and I was like, I did it right, because sometimes he'll show you did it right, and with a lot of us, when we try to bear children or whatever for whatever reason, we get sick babies, or in some cases, well, with Keandre, he was born very sickly. Kiwan was born very sickly as well. We'll talk about my middle child. My middle child used to walk around saying that she's an atheist all the time. I don't believe. I don't believe. I said, Nisha, you need to change your ways. You need to start believing. Kiwan was a very sick baby. Nope, she wouldn't change her ways. She just wouldn't believe. She didn't trust. And this and that. And people say, she had her own way, her own ways of living. I said, well, Nisha, don't bear children anymore. Make sure you just keep it with Kiwan. Nope. She decided, well, I want to have Keandre. And she's walking around feeling that she's an atheist. And I don't believe, and I don't believe this. Human does this. Well, how was humans born? How were we created? What you think you just magically I just met you, just somebody sprinkled dust and that was it? I said, well, with God creation and his help to have man and woman produce, that's how it happens. Somebody had to start it off, Anisha. Nope, she wouldn't believe it. I'm ace. Well, she decided, well, I'm going to have another one. And God, behold, became Keandre. And Keandre came into her life 100% disabled. Now, I'm not saying that it's God, because God don't make no mistakes. What I'm saying is that she failed to put her trust where it needed to be. And she ended up, possibly with a reaping what she sowed. And I don't like to say it, but sometimes, the truth is the truth. This is just how I felt about it. And I discussed this with her, that this is, your failure of belief, of trust. So, shit happens. And I hate to have said it that way to her, but that was the only way that I can kind of acknowledge, like, because she used to ask, well, why is this happening? Why am I having, two babies and they're sick and da da da? And I used to tell her, take it to God, take it to Jesus, see what their answers are, because I don't know, don't ask now. Don't ask no questions now. You know what I'm saying? And this is basically like for the YouTubes. What I'm hearing out here is the confessions of it. I did this part. I said this part. Well, I only went into this part because I felt I did this and I recorded and I only doxed this person and I only did this and I only fucked with him and I did a whole bunch of shit. Confessions. The word was already there from the beginning. Whatever it is that Mr. Kelly had to go through, and these accusers and the government decided to prosecute him on, that's where these people should have left it at. The open panels, the open discussions pertaining to Mr. Kelly should have just been regular. Well, what do you think? Well, maybe they would do it this way. Not sitting up here getting yourself involved, entangled in this man's case like this. It was ludicrous. You don't see this I don't see this nowhere else. It was just Mr. Kelly, and I get it. The king of R&B. The king of R&B. So everybody wanted to be somebody. And at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, after this is all said and done, and I hear this question quite a bit out here, right? What's going to happen to you people? Where do you go from here? What are you going to do? Enlist in being a journalist? Write your books behind all of this stuff, which is what went on with those ladies, and they're out now. I see old Javante Cunningham. She got old wrench. They're out now. But then on national TV, they'll tell you that, they wanted to be the Jane Does and they were this or that. Javante Cunningham is in a freaking chat room with a wrench. What? But then on TV, they need to be in hiding, and I need to put out what she say, investigation, or she was being stalked, or somebody came up to my job and somebody put me in. But she is a goddamn name is she got a wrench on freaking YouTube, and I'm like, this girl ain't trying to hide from where? Hide from where? I'm like, Lord, peace be still. Now that's double standards on that one though, Javante Cunningham. Cause you didn't want to be, and you don't want people messing with you, and you don't want paperwork, and you don't want, but yet then I'm gonna come on YouTube and get a wrench on the channel. I gotta jump back to Sylvia for a minute because it's something I just remembered. That Sylvia says that she was asked a question about whether if Drunken Larry cleaned up her credit. And I listened closely to Sylvia's answer. And she says, no, he didn't. But what had them happen and how that all happened was something about whether she did go over and she did donate, I guess, something to help with whatever. And to hear about how he was professionalized enough to clean up credit. And the first question that popped to my head when I heard Sylvia say that was, huh? Do you know how long credit repair has been out? Pretty much longer than me and Sylvia been living. Do you know how many professional advertisements has been going up and down across around your television? Do you know how many people that will call or tap into Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax? You pull your stuff, then you reach out to professional people to consolidate, and I'm thinking she went over there to get to see and learn how he does it, or how, and I'm saying to myself, but why him? Why that nigga? What? I ain't seen that nigga in a professional advertisement with a degree of fixing credit like Lexington Law. What the hell you doing? What is it that you wanted to learn from that nigga that wasn't taught, that's not taught on the professional people that actually have their license to do so? I'm I was confused with that shit, sugar baby. I'm just saying. I'm just saying some things just don't make sense, and I'm only talking about shit that didn't make sense to me. Or was that just an excuse to give to the people so that they can say, oh, well, okay, okay. You went to Drunken Larry's to see what the fuck he had to talk about in some goddamn credit repair, but yet then sit on a channel and read his fucking indictment based on the fact about money and other people credit, or huh? Man, I was like, oh my Lord, Jesus, 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 take the wheel. Take the wheel. Lexington Law, move over. Because Drunken Larry is repairing goddamn credit scores. The fuck out of here. Oh, God. Oh my Lord. I don't know what she need to do, but I'm just saying it's just some things where I know when and this is, if you guys pay close attention to different characters. Now, put them on the stand in a courtroom. Put them on a stand. In the same way that I just brought this prime example up to you guys. This is how prosecution and defense works. when you hear something, it's not right, I'm going to try to shallow out what you said and bring in some old shit that makes a little bit more sense. Would you agree to that, Miss? I'm just, I'm just saying. Why were you over there? And then you come back, you read his indictment of what he is capable or what he got himself caught up in, which happens to be with probably damaging credit scores or the money factor game and all of this stuff. Why would you, what is it that you needed to learn or to hear how he was teaching it, which would somehow in in her mind or other people's mind think that his method is way better than licensed big ass companies that done been out here that can teach you. Not only that, they in the Borders bookstore, they on the internet, you can read all the process of repairing goddamn credit on there. Who, I'm sitting here like, but you chose Drunken Larry. Why you choose that nigga? Who would waste their time to sit up to listen to this nigga repair and no shame, no shade, whatever. But who? Once I've learned that there was an indictment with him dealing with what he had to go through, nigga, I don't want you fucking with my motherfucking credit shit. So I'm just saying that's just kind of how I looked at it, that's how I looked at it. Yeah, then the whole PPP stuff came all out. So then it went through episodes of distractions with that because we had to watch who was, getting the PPPs, and then Randa hit us hard with the damn song, made it more amusing because that everybody loved that damn song when it came on. But you know, I don't know. And there's another thing, it's not none of my business, but I'm just elaborating on it. And Sylvia, she says that her husband is well liked in Africa. He doesn't need want for anything. He's a man. The people, the women would feed her. And I had to question that too. Because if my husband, this just me, is African, and he gets what he wants and he's doing this, and money ain't no problem over here, but driving over there, but driving a Uber over here is a little bit downgraded from him from his country. His family would probably think a little bit less or of him or whatever. So I'm sitting here saying, but wait, so you saying that the family, they good over there financially, all the stuff, they good over there. Well, first of all, and my husband and I know that I needed money for my rent or my mortgage or whatever, and then I got my mom on here, saying that she wouldn't help me. I think that's what she said or whatever. My husband better hurry up and get a goddamn flight over to Africa and get some goddamn money up in this damn house because the mortgage is due. So somewhere something, I don't know. I was like, your husband, he got it like that. But then I can remember her saying, crying and with God and stuff that she had fallen behind um, on paying. I don't know if it's the mortgage or the rent. I'm not sure. Either way it was, got to pay some damn body to have housing over your head if it's not paid off. And then, but she says that her husband, but over here it's a little bit different because he's stuck in he is taking on the job of doing the Uber thing, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's gonna bring in some income. But I'm like, well, wait a minute now. Over in Africa, we rich. But over here in America, we broke. Nigga, you gonna get your ass back to Africa and bring some of that rich. So I ain't got to be out here doing all this damn hustle bustle shit. You got me fucked up. I gonna tell Uncle Zimbabwe and Uncle Beatty Bob and Abu and Dorot, all of them. We gonna need some of that American to exchange the money, and we need some of that American money over in this motherfucker in the United States. Cause shit, I ain't finna be no Uber and no goddamn 24 hours, and you rich over there. You rich over there. Nah, nigga, And you rich over there. We gonna be rich over here. Fuck you, me. Embarrass my ass. Hey. Abu Baba. Man, I can't find no good job over here, man. I'm hustling all up on this goddamn Uber thing. Go on, hit up, popo. And I'm gonna need about what? How do you say they money in Africa? I don't even know. I put about 50 G's in the African money. Yep, yep. Hurry up with that shit. Hell, y'all over there rich, and I'm only rich when I catch a flight and land down over there. Fuck that shit. Yeah. How that look, y'all? I'm go over here to Africa and put on my rich outfit. You know, the dashikis and stuff. Now I'm rich. And then when I get off the airplane, like over in the United States, I gotta put on Levi's and a t-shirt. Now I'm popo. I disown all them motherfuckers. And then Sylvia said, well, I mean, he want us to go back over there. There was ain't the Lord good? Sylvia. Sylvia said, well, my husband, he want us to go on back over there, you know, 'cause I could be fed, and, you know, them women over there will feed me. Man, my motherfucking Louis Vuitton fake ass bag and my knockoff Berkey, all that shit be packed at that motherfucking door. Talking about a bitch will feed me. Bitch, when we leave it, motherfucker, 'cause I'm tired of being broke over in this motherfucking country. How the hell do you turn down rich, Sylvia? Is what the fuck I'm trying to figure out. Now you need to take that to God, 'cause God should told your ass to have your ass packed in 24 motherfucking hours, and the flight leave 7:47 in the morning. Ain't no way in the hell I'ma sit around and wait on God to speak to me on that. He just call me later, God, because I'm out of here. This nigga is rich in Africa. Sylvia said she gonna go buy her vows over here in the United States and just be broke. I can't. These people confusing me on life, y'all. I don't know what the hell to do, Sylvia. But I'd have took door option number one, Sylvia. I'd have had my shit packed up, motherfucker. Let's go. And when I get there, you have Mumba Babula and all them motherfuckers right at the house, the hut, or wherever the fuck sandbox we staying at. Shit. Oh, so I don't know, Sylvia. You a fool for that one. You a fool for that one, Sylvia. Shit. And I don't know how long you been married to Mr. Rich and Popo. You got two different niggas. Sylvia. Sylvia. How the hell you got a rich and a Popo ass nigga? I don't understand that shit. I can't. I can't. I can't understand it. Oh shit. He over there. He got Sylvia confused on which one she wanna be. Now you sitting up there confused about being rich and poor, Sylvia. You need more than God. Sylvia said. Sylvia said, because she's a hard worker. She said, I love getting up, going to work, because that's just my work ethic. It's been in me. She said she go to work with her diabetes and every goddamn thing. And she got a rich ass African nigga. Ain't no motherfucking way in the world. I'm goddamn it happy about getting up, going to work with no motherfucking pain in my fucking knees. And I got a rich ass African nigga in the United States, broke as fuck, driving Uber. I get, I get nigga. What time that flight leaving? I I don't even know. They say God ain't late, but he always on time. Well, somehow he running a little bit late with Sylvia because he should have been told Sylvia to pack her shit. Oh my, oh my God. I should have never clicked on this shit. I know I ain't shit sometimes. back, Carter, bring me some orange juice. I already know. I'll always be trying to do right. I don't know where my glass is at, but Sylvia. Now I know God probably done already sent you that old spiritual. You better get your ass on the plane shit. I know he did. And your ass sitting over there done ignored what Jesus done told you. Cause you wants to prove a point about working with diabetes and you can endure the pain. But baby, ain't nowhere in the hell I'm gonna sit on here and tell you that my husband, he got it like that in Africa. But the minute he touched down on the soil of USA, he broke. I ain't finna tell that shit, Sylvia. Sylvia, I ain't finna tell you that shit. So you need to go and have a talk with Jesus to send you another signal out to you. I'm pretty sure if your husband is the way he is, one of them kings over there that can have multiple women and all the silver and gold and you getting fed and body rubs and shit like that. I know Jesus ain't told you stay your ass over here and drive no damn Uber with aching bones and shit. I know Jesus ain't said nothing like that. I know he did not. Jesus want what is best for us. Sylvia said, I'm going to make a call. I'm going to call them right now so y'all can tell if it's an international or a non-international call. And I'm sitting over here to myself like, how the fuck am I supposed to know that shit? I'm like, Sylvia, how the fuck I supposed to know if that was international or non-international? You mean to tell me that I'm supposed to be and everybody else is supposed to be experienced in hearing the different calls in telecom? And we supposed to know what type of ring was it supposed to have? Sylvia, I don't know what it is that I was looking for and able for me to be able to tell whether if that was international or not. I put the phone to my ear and shit, Sylvia. You got me over here looking silly. You got me looking crazy. A popsicle.
No, it's one of those things in the freezer.
Oh.
It was so bad.
Mm. Okay, so what you say, boo?
You need some tissue for your nose.
No, I'm just sick. I'm alright. Mm, I know. It's all running out, ain't it? Carter was like, wipe your face. I'm just saying though. I'm just saying, y'all. How many y'all knew whether if that was international or a local goddamn call? Cause I can't tell. I really can't tell. I was thinking it was gonna hook up to some goddamn operator or some shit. You hear a call from your wife passing through. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't know what to expect on that one. Then she was like, "What? That's okay, that's okay, that's okay. I'm getting off." I'm like, wait, what was that for? See, sometimes show and tell usually ain't, it ain't the right moment. It's like if you can't even prove it all the way or whatever, don't even touch on it, man. Don't even fucking touch on it. But, of course she did, though. That shit funny as hell, though, y'all. That shit funny as hell. I'm sorry, Sylvia. I don't know what God you got. I know God. I'm sorry. That's just how I looked at it. I can't tell you no story, Sylvia, that my nigga is motherfucking rich over in Georgia and I'm over we in Kentucky broke. We going to where the fuck he rich at. That's where the fuck I'm going. Not in our 50s, Sylvia. How the hell you want to be in your 50s or whatever and still talking about some you okay getting up with them bad broken bones and diabetes or some shit? How the hell you want to be broke on? Shit. I want a nigga be like shit in case our medical insurance done lapse or some shit over here in Georgia because we broke. We get over to Kentucky where we're rich. I'm just saying, Sylvia. Some shit ain't right there. Something ain't right there. Then you said book him. He came and told that old lying ass story to the judge like he never showed up. Now I believe you on that shit. Cause Booker motherfucking ass knew he was going to court. He knew he was going to court, Silver. So I'm gonna have to ride with you on that one, right? He knew it. He knew he was going to court. You go there. You said he told the judge that he had a court thing or something for Mr. Kelly. He was here for Mr. Kelly. And then Booker, you knew your ass was going to court. You knew it. But no, your ass gonna show up without a battery pack and non-charged phones. You knew it. You had that shit all planned out, my nigga. Cause your ass think you just clever like that. Now, this is what I recommend to you. I recommend that you go ahead and take that case on over to Judge Judy. I do. I do, because Booker right now has used, one up on you by saying that if car wasn't in your name, it was your husband's name. And we all know that husband and wives comes as a pair. Now, I'm starting to think, and it's just my observation of fabrication, because I don't know this to be true. I don't. Now, I'm starting to think that the only reason that you guys didn't really challenge, or really challenge him, right? Because you say he ain't paid, you ain't get no money out of the shit. Or what you say, you ain't get no money. He ain't give y'all no money. Now, I'm trying to see why y'all stopped. That's if you stopped, because I don't know for sure. But that was good episodes that y'all was running, and it was entertaining. I'm like, because we all want to see Bookham running around with his head cut the fuck off. We do. We like when he come back with his motherfucking excuses about why some shit this way and this some shit this way and what he did and especially when he be getting hundreds and hundreds of dollars out of them damn people over there. we like to see shit. I love to see shit like that. Like, yeah, y'all pay that nigga. Pay that nigga. He need $200. I'ma need two. I got 200, but I'ma need 800 more dollars. Bookham is a cold-blooded hustler. That nigga should have been in the hook part of Ace Hood. I'm a hustler every day. I'm hustling. Closed mouths don't get fed on the boulevard. That's Bookham is a three-card Molly mother sucking hustler, boy. That boy will work. Got man. I'm sitting here, but that I like seeing that though, Sylvia. I like seeing them throwing them dollars at Bookham. I like seeing it, boy, cause I predict here in the near future, these people get their channels. Who is that Georgia girl and one of the other girls? They gonna get their channels. Oh, they gonna need some shit. They gonna need some shit, Sylvia. You think Bookham gonna be around to give them $800 for a flight? Mm-mm. Not gonna happen. He's gonna claim exempt to YouTube. He ain't gonna be there. Those people are only a goddamn dream team family when he wants something. And when he don't need something, ain't no dream team family on. He only come on when he needs something. Then they dream team. But yeah, them is people though. He rock with them. But Sylvia, I don't know, girl. I don't know. Y'all really kicked off a lot of stuff out here, though, Sylvia. Y'all really did. I was like, why did it take so long? How does it take so long for a person to detect that something ain't right? And then to top it off, Sylvia, like you showed up to his house. You helped push the narrative, whether if it's true or not, I don't know. About the feds. He said the feds come and got his computers and his underwear and his chairs and his cereal and his milk. And how you show up to make sure? Talking about you wanted to make sure he had an ate. You took that nigga to eat, Sylvia. How you take that nigga to eat and he got food all up in the house like you don't hear him crunching and munching on the goddamn microphone? Who falls for that shit, Sylvia? And then you tell these people out here that you felt so bad. You felt bad for a grown ass nigga. You felt bad for a grown ass nigga. That tells us that, like, okay, you really chose to pay the cost to be into something that you knew you just probably shouldn't have been in. You really paid the cost. You sacrificed your life, Sylvia, and that's fucked up. And you sacrificed yourself to know nothing ass niggas. That's what's fucked up. Like, what the fuck? You went to rescue this boy. Or I think you might have said you went to see if it was really true, if the feds really came. Well, tell me this though, Sylvia. Was it true when you guys went down there? I don't know if you remember that video. And the police was standing right by Bookham's car, right? Tell me that. Is that true? Do y'all remember when Bookham did that video? He was live and the police officer was standing right by the car and he was pointing over like to the women or whatever that was in the car that showed up, I think, to serve him for the repossession of Sylvia's car, right? I don't remember who all was in the car, right? So if they were serving, if they were actually there, because we never seen the car. He never pointed the video to the car that was allegedly there, that was supposed to be Sylvia and them, that was looking for the stolen vehicle that he was in that belonged to the rich African man, but the broke African man over in the USA. Okay? So now we established that. You remember that? Do y'all remember the police officer that was standing right at the door where Bookham was in the car doing live? Okay, you remember it. Okay, so if Sylvia and them was trying to find him and serve him, right? I've been wanting to speak on this. I just did. And the officer is talking to Bookham, telling Bookham like, okay, but you're harassing them. They're saying that this is the car. This is, you're not supposed to have it or whatever. Now, mind you, Sylvia and them got paperwork allegedly to be serving him, right? Now you are looking at the officer of the law. Somebody tell me why the paperwork did not transpire from Sylvia's hand to the police officers that was standing there, that was well capable of calling back up in the fucking tow truck outright to have Bookham removed from that car, and whoever else was in Sylvia's vehicle could have possibly just gotten in the car and drove it on the way because she has, got the car back into her possession. But other than that, why didn't that police officer say, well, sir, I have the paperwork here that the car does not belong to you. We're going to have you, step out of the vehicle. But however, the conversation between the officer and Bookham, that shit turned into a friendly motherfucking conversation. Them motherfuckers started laughing and shit. I was sitting up here like, what the fuck? I mean, like, they started having like a brother motherfucking conversation. They started having a brotherly conversation. Oh man, it's cool. Yeah, but they've been harassing me. And I'm saying to myself, well, wait a minute, officer, Mr. Officer, when you gonna take that nigga up out the car? Here, ain't none of that happened. None of it. You say it's a silver skate. I'm just saying. I'm just saying though. She could have had the car back into her possession like right there if the police officer acknowledged the paperwork. Like, okay, this saying right here that they, is taking ownership of the vehicle signed by a judge. So, it was weird though. That was some weird shit though. I was laughing my ass off at that one too though. But Sylvia and Bookham has been like through so much, and they were tied together for quite a while. And as she say, I guess she thought, you know, I don't know. I don't know. It wasn't. It's just not too hard to pick up on whether people are lying about some things. It really didn't. So, and Sylvia, I guess, thought that Bookham was going to really get her in there with Mr. Kelly or whatever the case may be. Oh, she told that old other story too about how Bookham. She said that it wasn't her that with her daughter, who took the information and to Mr. Kelly. She said that it was Bookham. Bookham took Dallas' card, allegedly, because I think that's what she said, card, to Mr. Kelly. So if Bookham did that, then Sylvia, it may be safe to say that Bookham, I'm just saying, might have established himself as being those people over there are saying in the paperwork said as like a handler. I'm just gonna keep bringing R. Kelly girls. I'm just gonna keep bringing R. Kelly girls. You think, Sylvia, that that's probably what that was all about? You think so? Cause I mean, Jasmine came, whole bunch, girls. We were bringing some girls. Or was it that he took the number so that he can have relations with your daughter, behind your back? Is that what that was all about? YouTube goes straight wild. Maybe so. You say you remember the police told him that it was a civil matter and he was talking fast about. He was talking real fast. He was trying to it was like he was trying to throw the police officer kind of off with his, analytic, and because you got to watch Bookham. Bookham will start talking about the cows jumped over the motherfucking moon on your ass. He sure will. You said so many, yeah, it's a lot of lies, but I'm gonna go take, it's been 4 hours, so I've been trying to take the Alka-Seltzer Plus for 4 hours, but I think I'm done. I'm done for today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have the energy to want to sit up on ladies' night tonight, you guys. I really don't. I just don't. But this just me talking about what I seen, and I knew I should have followed my mind and not clicked on. It's like, no, just don't even watch it because it's just gonna be confessions, which I already know. Like, this is straight up confessions. Well, this is my part, and this is what I did, or whatever. I just, I understand. So let me make this clear. I can understand what Tim Savage and John Jalen Savage may be going through. But at the same time, because the situation has occurred, you have to understand now what it is that she may be going through. And you have to allow time now to fix things. If they say that they trust God, they say that they raise their child up right and this or that, just gotta sometimes you just gotta let some things run its own course. That's it. You say, stop going over there. Are you talking to me, Joy? Everybody confessing. What is up with that? Everybody got a goddamn confession. This shit is crazy. Like, I'm gonna tell my part. Or this is what she did. I'll show you. I got proof. Nope. I talked to him then. Well, I was only in the tub. I gave him a shot of my leg. I'm like, what? And then Cash Jones, she knew Drunken Larry was asking that question for whatever. No, I can't say that I went down, I went down there to have sex with him. No. And then another question come, well, did he try to do so and so? And she sat up there and said, well, I mean, he flirted with me. Well, maybe he was thinking about trying to have sex with me. And I was like, what the fuck? What in the world? So, I don't know. Oh, you talking to child? Okay. I was like, that's crazy that you would sit there and put that notation out there like that, man. That's just crazy. Crazy as hell when you know You know that Joy is trying to be by his side, I guess, allegedly or whatever. But yet then you sit here and then you and tell the world, oh my God, like he was with me. Joy know whether or not if her man was a good man or a bad man or whatever. She knows. It was her that I saw on his arm through the goddamn shopping store. It was her. I saw her. So all these things that these people are saying that Mr. Kelly is or was or done did or whatever, she was around. So you ain't if it happened, it happened. You ain't telling her shit new. You ain't telling her nothing new. Nothing. She was right there. Where she been? She was there up at the Trump. It wasn't just her. It was two females in that Trump Tower. So she's very well aware that that Mr. Kelly may have had more than one or two or three goddamn women in his life. So these people saying these things as if like to make things look differently or whatever. I don't know how. She was right there. She was okay right there with Azrael. Two damn women. If he walked down the street, you had two damn women walking up in the courtroom. One of them boldly, that's my man. And the other one, Joy, she's just quiet with it. She was just really quiet with it. And you think that she would have left in and she wanted to leave? She could have left in. Oh, so you dating Azrael? Well, I ain't in this shit. So she very well knows that this man has stood his ground on his life, his rules, how he wants to have it. But the host over there felt that it was a problem with a man who has established himself to be known as the king of R&B, coming across millions of dollars as if he is the only man, the only artist, the only industry person that does not control their structure of the structure of their lives. See, when you have that money, you say you heard them say that why so unnecessarily. Yeah, I'm like this is crazy. I'm like I don't understand how a person can say that they don't understand or a person of that statute of making those type of rules. Money make you do whatever the hell you want to do. Like the person who's getting ready to hit that $1.2 billion, that person is going to have nothing but control over their lives. That person will have themselves in a position, God forbid, if it's a single man who is rich, he can now have about 50,000 women all around his ranch in every which way. As long as they fucking grown, he can do whatever fuck he want to do besides, anything against they freaking will. But if they come into this billionaire freaking lifestyle of his choice, it's the choice that they make. And you have to be careful. And if you're going to say that he has these rules, then that means that they were aware of his rules. Because I don't think he ever hid them at all. I really don't. I don't. If they were hidden, then you would only know about just one person. But he didn't. He made notice that those two girls, he said they were with me. He made notice of Holly. You see him walking with Holly. He threw her birthday party. So they accepted the way his lifestyle was. You say someone in Illinois got it. They remain anonymous. But now it's a problem about somebody making rules to structure their lifestyle, to have structure around their lifestyles. Now it's a problem where, he didn't let them get off the bus. Get on off the bus, little nappy-headed asses. Go get yourself kidnapped. Go get yourself beat. Go ahead. But who are you going to call? Mr. Kelly. Who fault was it going to be? Mr. Kelly, because he had them. Go. Go do what you want to do. Basically, it's what he was saying. You can go do what you want to do. You just can't do it here. Because I have an investment to protect my life, my home, my label, whole bunch of stuff. But anytime these ordinary women, we call them ordinary women sitting around acting like you guys don't know how the structure is molded when you are fucking rich. Is y'all should be ashamed of yourself, because if you ever think that you're going to marry or be in the circumference of a rich ass man and do what the hell you think you want to do, then you got another thing goddamn coming, because it don't work that fucking way. None. It's easy to say it because people like us, ordinary, bust down, living with the ordinary Joe. And since Joe can't tell you what to do, we understand that because Joe ain't got them motherfucking scribbles like that man had. But let your ordinary freaking Joe blow come across this 1.2 billion and see if your ass gonna be out there coming and going when you want to and ripping and running. Invite all them motherfucking friends over for parties and shit, and you best to believe they gonna rob your ass. Somebody gonna stick you up. Somebody gonna have their hand held out for 10,000 every fucking week and watch you get tired of that shit and then now wanna go into hiding. Go and play that part. Have your husband or your nigga play that role part that Mr. Kelly had to play with a million fucking millions of dollars on him. Have your husband become that $1 million goddamn man. Let's see what happened. Let's see what happened. See if your ass is still gonna be running around loose. Let's see. I guarantee you your ass ain't. I guarantee you ain't. You gonna get tired of giving Jane and Melissa and Renee all your fucking money. You gonna get tired of motherfuckers coming and begging. You gonna get tired of the motherfuckers sitting around your house smoking weed all motherfucking day and sucking on each other fucking cooter cats and shit. Your husband gonna get tired of that shit. He gonna say, shut that shit down. You know what you gonna do? You gonna shut it down. Or guess what? He gonna go find him another one that's gonna oblige by his motherfucking rules, cause he the fucking boss hog with the fucking money. Pretty much. They be killing me, but the ordinary, oh shit, ordinary motherfucking James and Jane and Does, y'all understand it. You just don't want to acknowledge that's how that fucking game go. Shout out to Mr. Calico. That motherfucker ran game. I'm sorry. I guess y'all needed to be Chi-Town born to understand the way he fucking was. What the fuck his music was, his lyrics, how he put it down. That nigga said, sex me, baby. I was like, what the fuck? He wasn't talking about one girl. Yeah, nigga talking about all you grown motherfuckers. You want a piece of this? Hell, he felt that he had enough to share, and it is what the fuck it is. It is what the fuck it is. It is what it is. And everybody just wanted a piece of the shine. You can't tell me that man was some type of freaking goddamn monster when I'm sitting here watching this, reading this documentary or listening to the documentary of this goddamn Kitty Jones, who had a child. You can't tell me that he's a goddamn monster with Lisa Van Allen, who goddamn it left, had a baby, ain't suing the baby daddy, ain't doing nothing to the baby daddy, who allegedly is supposed to have a bunch of money as well. He also came out here and started talking about the freaking extortion. Well, he gonna pay for this. You ain't want to talk about that. Everybody want to skip all over that 500,000. All these, you don't want to talk about everybody came for 250,000. Everybody wanted 250,000. You want to talk about that? You all don't want to talk about how you will claim that these are young goddamn girls. Well, who collect the goddamn checks on their fucking behalf? Who signed them? Who deposited them? Who helped them open up a fucking account? What currency exchange if they walked into a currency exchange at 13, 14, 15 on fucking settlements out here? Who helped cash them goddamn checks? Huh? Who did that? What grown adult did that and just let it be? Oh, this came from R. Kelly. Well, what was this for? Oh, he did what? Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Y'all ain't gonna go deep in the backwoods on that shit. It's just that he's a monster. He's a monster. I don't see shit that he hidden. I have not seen shit that R. Kelly hidden for the fact that, nah, he don't want this one to talk to this one and this one don't talk to this one, because you know what? If they did, it will bring on jealousy. And they're going to start fighting against each other. And if you don't believe me, go ahead and read all the fucking text messages that I done read that's downstairs, where this one is texting this one, and this one is texting this one. Now this one is mad because he out with this one. He ain't taking you. Nah, he ain't taking me today. Now that bitch mad, 'cause he gotta take this one. And you all know it ain't but one damn dick to go around, so you gotta wait your goddamn turn. But this one might want her turn today. So now this one mad, or this one got a new Birkin bag this day, when this one ain't get shit for a week. Now this one is mad, and that's what you get. My mama said you can't have a house full of motherfucking pussy around, cause boy, it would be a spontaneous combustion going on. Somebody gonna get mad. Somebody gonna get mad because they ain't get nothing. Somebody gonna get mad because they didn't get that attention. Somebody gonna get mad because she got a car, he didn't get a car. Somebody gonna get mad and that's just the way the females are. It's our female trait. And they all knew what they was going into. The what's her name got off the bus from her with her friend. Her mother was an intern or working in the goddamn Kel's Nation camp. She working in there. She got off the bus. She went to show her friend and get an autograph. She should have got a fucking autograph and got her ass back on the bus. That's what she should have did. Not go up in the goddamn studio and we'll do this and then turn around. Who was that? Lisa Van Allen. Then somebody brought another friend. Geronda Pace. I think she said it too. I'm going to bring another friend. Fuck you steady bringing friends for? Ain't you trying to be one? Did you not know that your friend that you bring going to replace your motherfucking spot? Like, come on. Come on with this shit, man. This shit is crazy. A lot of shit that they just don't want to do. That they just don't want to bring alive out here, you know. But it is what it is. You can't take away from the type of man that he had chosen to be in life as long as it was within the law. But it took the law to play Russian roulette with. You know, well, we going to apply this law, and we going to move this law to this law, and we move them over here to another state so we know that this law will apply, and he did, and no, and then bring in another damn criminal talking about he got 3 additional goddamn tapes when I'm sitting here listening to Lisa Van Allen tell us, well, she had grabbed all the damn tapes and talking about, well, I don't know, I could possibly be on the tape, but I'm not for sure if I'm on the tape. Well, honey, Lisa Van Allen, had you been on these new tapes that allegedly that Michael Avenatti is talking about, do you know that you would probably be a star goddamn witness in the case coming up that or just had yeah, and you're not. And you're not. So and that's a dead and fucking M80 right there. Yeah, you're not. You're not. You ain't on them. So you'll be all right. You go sitting over there. I don't know if I'm on him. I mean, it's a possibility because all you did was love recording. Loving to record yourself is not against the freaking law. If that's the case, go and goddamn it jail half of fucking America. Many people, as I see, coming out the porn goddamn it store in Chicago or in here. Like, girl, you people. I'm like, girl. So right now, I guess to be understanding about this, I guess having any type of sexual appetite, whether if you want to watch a porn movie or do it, have your 2 men or 2 women. It's just all against the damn law. And I'm not talking about that type, you know, y'all know what I'm talking about, because I know with the Bible being, you know, it's total difference. You know, I understand all that. So, I don't know. I don't know. But they used it all against him. And then with the help of all of these magical appearing as characters out here who has something to say about X, Y, and Z, you know, a lot of people really, really helped. It wasn't just on one person. It was a lot of people who really helped set the bad stage up for the government to overreach in this miscarriage of justice placed upon Mr. Kelly. Period. It really was. It really is. So I gotta go. I'm gonna go rest and finish taking my hair down before it gets too late. If I do not come on tonight, charge it to my heart and not the game, you guys. I got to shake this stupid goddamn cold because I have to try to make it to work tomorrow because I like working on my Sundays. I wish I had a rich over in Africa. That nigga be sending a whole bunch of rich over here to the USA. What's going on, Reba? You say, look how the thieves came. Girl cleaned out what they wanted and go on. And now it's confession time. It's confession, girl. That's all I've been hearing like the last couple of days about, well, and she, and them, and they, and we. And I mean, it's funny and it's entertaining. Yeah, Priscilla, I am. I'm finna kick this stuff right on back up out of me, girl. I'm finna fight it. I'm finna fight it today. So, mm, it's crazy. But I know once when you lay down, it's even worse, So I'm kind of at least napping, sitting up to keep everything open and draining. But it's when you lay down, girl. You feel like, woo, hard to breathe. You say, back to my hammer and my nail. Oh, jeez. Oh, but I am so sorry, y'all. Like I said, I should have never clicked on it because then I wouldn't even have, just an opinion on it. It's just my humble opinion. It's nothing against anybody out here. And of course, I have to find my laughter in it to make it make some sense. I even heard Sylvia, she's down and Sylvia got connected to quite a few people out here. She had the old Dennis Byron is another one who had, problems in his life. But yet then he wants to sit up and tell you how court should be going and what they should be doing and who shouldn't have did this and attorney of this and this or that. And he got himself up in a goddamn court situation on Judge Judy. I'm like, what in the hell? And I know people can change. Don't get me wrong. I know people can change. But sometimes when you thoroughly check, a resume, it also helps you making sound decisions on what you should do, who you should do it with, why, all of that. It will help you. It does. And it helps me. And I'm so glad that I came across that. I'm not saying that, I would not tune in to listen to something productive he has as far as reporting diversified news. But there is some things that now I have to be weary and leery of, so of that he chooses to do. And that is the same as I am over here under the umbrella of Mr. Kelly supporters and non-supporters. I'm very weary. I'm very leery. Had none of this started out the way that it ended up, and people just come out here, normalize people, supporting, without doing all of the extras and this or that, and then finding out that, oh, you did this, oh, you was involved, oh, you was connected with this. See, that's my weary part. Now my leery part is, oh, you want how much? Oh, you did? Oh, you can't pay your rent? Oh, well, you got, okay. And I just keep it scrolling. I just keep it scrolling. You say, should I need that laugh? You did. You're welcome. I be trying to make myself laugh first off. I ain't laughing first. Nobody gets to laugh. I got to laugh first, girl. You said right that part. It wasn't long ago. And once a con, baby. Hey, girl, who go check? Girl, you better say it again. You know what I'm saying? He only gives us, so many times, to turn it around. And so all of those people that have turned things around, shout out to you. But sometimes, that first impression, they say, is usually your resume forever. So I've learned that. And being 20s, you had to learn it the hard way. And once you have learned it, you just never go back to it, and hopefully all of the confession that's going on, that these people don't return back to stage one, because stage one was ruthless out here. Stage one was setting the scene, boy, pop, locking, and dropping. And then next stage two was, let's get all of their information out here. Let's put everybody's stuff on who we know and who. Stage three was, okay, now we got this. Let's group up. Let's raise this money on this or this or this or that, not knowing that if it was raising money the right way. Then stage four was, somebody didn't get paid out the money that was raised. We about to turn up out here. It was you, well, fuck you, and this, you the bitch, I'm exposed this. After that session, now, Mr. Kelly goes to trial, get convicted, and now has been transferred to Chicago. But you know what we finna do now? Is we gonna just drop confessions about what we did. That's it. That was 5 goddamn stage settings out here, boy. Shit crazy. Y'all have a beautiful day. I definitely don't know if I'll pop up because it's probably going to take me about an hour and a half to take my hair down. Then I have to take a nap. Then I have to get up and shampoo it. Then I have to take another nap. Before you know it, it'll be midnight. So I'm just going to go find me a movie or something to watch because I have had enough of YouTube today. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay laughing. Stay out of trouble. And it is what it is. And again, it's going to always be free R. Kelly. I'm always going to stand on that side of the rope. They shouldn't have came out here cutting up, doing too much of this. He shouldn't have done it. Gonna free R. Kelly. That's what it is. All day, every day. You say you was in everybody bushes for 3 years watching everybody. Girl, you better say it. Well, I wasn't in no bushes. I do my own channel, honey. Because I already know these people ain't finna let you talk. That your opinion don't matter. It's overruled, overruled, overruled. That's all, So I was like, you know what? No, I have a voice. And I know what my support stands, for Mr. Kelly. So I don't do my own channel. I'm sorry. It was like, oh, hell no. Bad as you don't kind of want to be out here as a public figure and known to the world as such, but I was like, nah, I got some things to say. Who, what, when, where, and why factor. What's going on around this place here? That man then he settled down after Andrea. You should have known he wasn't finna settle down there. And he had plenty of times to settle down with somebody and he didn't. And he didn't. But all because old young girl, thought she wanted to enter into the adult grown world scene, things didn't go her way. Boy, she flipped and acted a goddamn fool, and he ain't gonna be the last one. He ain't gonna be the last one. You'll probably hear another episode of that damn Azrael later on, about 10 years up the road. You might gonna hear something else. She's always going to be a non-satisfied person. It's not her way. Her ego is a little too high. So, God forbid they start letting her really make some damn money out here. Boy, bye. Y'all have a good day. Talk to you later.